welcome to the show and to the Queen Street Mall. So I've been given this box, Go Explore Brisbane. It's full of themed cards for walks and adventures to be had in the city. So pick a card, any card, and the winner is arcades and laneways. So join me later in the show as I take in some of the byways of the CBD. Also today, Liz hears the stories of some of the creative types who call the Sunshine Coast hinterland home. Laurel concentrates on the culinary arts, and Martin finds a holiday spot that caters for large groups.
I tell you what, I could quite easily see myself getting comfortable here. I was greeted by a lovely breakfast served to my door after a good night's sleep in a king-size bed, and the view I woke up to, nothing short of spectacular. Angus and Margaret Richard, who own Clouds of Montville on the Sunshine Coast, do everything in their power to make guests feel special. And their 4 couples cottages and 10 family units are set in beautiful gardens that they designed and created from scratch 17 years ago. But Angus understands that some people, like me, aren't good at sitting around doing nothing. So he's collaborated on a great art gallery trail map that visitors to the hinterland can self-drive. I'm taking an abridged version with Angus as my guide, and we begin in nearby Mullaney. Why did you feel there was the need to create this gallery trail?
Well, I guess we're blessed with about 18 really fabulous galleries up here. It's a hugely creative area. And we wanted people to enjoy what the galleries have to offer in the area, and so that's why we put the trail together.
This one looks pretty special.
It is.
I believe art on Cairncross is a bit of an institution on the mountain, isn't it? And these masks are your favourites?
Well, Michael Taylor's work is fantastic. He's from California, came to Australia in 1992.
And they're made from leather?
Yes, indeed. They're made from leather. They're fabulous. We have one at home. I bought one for my wife. Can't remember what we were celebrating, but it was massive brownie points.
Apart from the aesthetic value, each piece of art in the gallery has a lovely story to tell, and owners, Jane and Tony, happily pass them on to visitors.
Let's come and have a look over here. This is Joanna de Main's work. Now, if you happen to go and have a roll mop with Princess Mary of Denmark, Australia's gift to Princess Mary for her wedding present was a piece of Joanna de Main's pottery porcelain. It's just gorgeous. She's in the Queen's collection, and she's just been put into the Australian collection in Canberra.
Is that real gold?
Absolutely. It's 21 carat gold. It's just fabulous.
The doors are open 7 days a week at David Linton Furniture and Timber Works, which is further along the road in the heart of Mullaney. Inside are all sorts of amazing pieces that are David's own creations. Most are made of locally grown timbers, and every piece is unique. When you walk in here, you're just immediately hit by this overwhelming smell.
Isn't it?
It's divine.
Beautiful. It's the human pine and the camphor laurel that gives us that, and the timber is just gorgeous.
Was there any question about adding this location to the trail?
No, none at all. No, absolutely not. This is an absolute highlight. And in fact, you know, David makes the most beautiful furniture. It's not just functional, but it's an artwork in itself. And I think that's what's so fabulous about it. Plus, there's a whole range of smaller stuff, which is just fantastic for gift ideas and so on.
I love that here you can buy keepsake and it won't cost you a fortune. These hue and pine bookmarks are made right here in the gallery. They cost $8, and every time I use it, it'll remind me of today. It seems every gallery around here comes with a picture-perfect view, and Loom Creations at Montville is no exception. Tina Cooper's glass art is dazzling, and when sunlight pours through the windows, the effect is pretty special. Now you have a real soft spot for these pieces, don't you?
Yeah, I do. This dichroic glass is just extraordinary. I mean, the colours. Originally, NASA developed it for the space program to reflect light in the spaceman's helmet so that the good light got in and the bad light was reflected out, and it developed into this incredible jewellery.
I am just amazed. I've been to 3 of the 18 galleries on the trail and the diversity of them.
Well, you know, it's extraordinary. All of them are different. I hope I've demonstrated today that you really have to come up here. You have to visit every one of them. So come and stay and come and enjoy them.
I've got to pick a piece to go home with.
Well, there you go.
The Sunshine Coast Hinterland Art Gallery Trail Map is free. It's available at about 400 outlets in the Sunshine Coast, including information centres, accommodation houses and galleries.
I think we have a winner. What do you think?
Coming up, tasting notes for food appreciation.
So it starts off intense and then lightens up.
Elizabeth Arcade in Brisbane CBD houses some interesting up-and-coming as well as international designer labels in stores like Verge, Little Lace and Gansis, just to name a few. A walk through here is recommended on this little map that showcases some of the more interesting arcades and laneways of the city. And I'm off to Albert Street next, so I'll see you there soon.
Hola, Spanish food is undoubtedly the best food in the world. Because the way we like to share it and our unique products. Salud!
Japanese food is very fresh, very simple, very clean. So that's why best food in the world.
I think that French food is the sexiest, stylish and more romantic than any other food in the world. Bon appétit and bonne chance.
You'd have to say that our palates are spoilt these days with so many international cuisines enriching our lives. A lot more people care about cooking and what it is we eat. There's a real thirst for knowledge when it comes to food and wine, and it's one that can be quenched at an upcoming festival.
Alistair McLeod is executive chef at Brisbane restaurants Tank and Brett's Wharf. As viewers of his TV series Off the Eaten Track will know, Al's passionate about developing our appreciation for local produce, cooked creatively. He was quick to put his hand up to get involved in the 3-day Enrich Brisbane Festival.
The trick to these is to cook them. I like to cook them on one side only for maybe 70% of the time on the presentation side, which is the side that's on the bottom of the pan at the moment. Turn it over, just let it kiss the heat on the other side, take it off, ready.
This will be the very first Enrich Brisbane lifestyle event. It's an education in enjoying the finer things in life, particularly food, wine and entertaining.
Look, I think there's just this burgeoning groundswell of interest in food and wine and in lifestyle, and just that whole sort of stranding together of those three things. I mean, the pitch that we're taking with this festival, you know, it's more considered, it's more intimate, more boutique style.
There's a lovely three-way marriage, isn't there, between food, wine and entertaining?
Very much so, Laurel. I mean, you know, to create a wonderful experience, you can't have one without the other. And certainly this year's Enrich, you've got opportunities to have demonstrations by some of the country's very best and handsome chefs. And you got the opportunity to meet some great wine providers, very passionate people to be around, and also just learn about that third part of it, that lifestyle thing. There's architects there, there's designers there to really make 1 + 1 + 1 = 5.
Masterclasses range from chocolate and wine matching to adding a little more French, Italian or Asian cuisine into our lives.
A dining experience usually involves the senses of sight, smell, taste and even touch. But one interesting session at Enrich Brisbane is the sound of taste.
The idea is to challenge the way we think about flavours and describe what's happening to our taste buds in a musical way. When musician Nathan Seiler tastes Alistair's delicious yellowtail kingfish, prawn, calamari and oyster dish, he hears this.
light, fresh, zesty, California coast.
Time now to challenge the concept with a mystery dish.
Oh, now I'm not going to look this time, Nathan. You're going to try this lovely meal, and by what you play, I'm going to try and guess what it is, okay?
Oh my.
Okay, so it's dramatic, strong flavours, I would imagine. Oh, a bit of mystery in there. Is there mystery? And lightening up. So it starts off intense and then lightens up.
You can enjoy the music and the company of celebrity chefs Ben O'Donoghue, Ian Parmenter and Channel 7's Paul Mercurio at the Brisbane Convention and Exhibition Centre from Friday the 30th of March to Sunday the 1st of April. And I'll be there too, along with Sophie and some of the Creek to Coast team, armed with tongs and ready to show those chefs a thing or two.
I can see that, Nathan. Strong, intense flavours to start with, and then lightening up and becoming quite subtle. And the sense of mystery there with the music.
Yes.
I really got that, but I don't know, I have to disagree. For me, it was duck. Quack, quack.
Up next, a lakeside campsite where there's no shortage of things to do.
People often ask me, where's somewhere I can go that's got an outdoor theme and that's suitable for, say, a birthday party or a post-wedding celebration, even a footy breakup? Well, I've put my thinking cap on and done the hard work for you. I've come to a place where kids, big and small, can do this. This. How was that, kids? Good? This and plenty more. Camp Moogerah is in the scenic rim, about an hour and a half drive southwest of Brisbane. Barry Heap's set up on Lake Moogerah caters for budget-conscious groups that've got plenty of variety in a holiday. So, what drew you to the area originally?
Just chance, actually. I didn't even know the place existed. A friend of mine told me about it, and I came over here and I had a look at it and I ended up owning it.
So, what is it you love about this area?
Fresh water, it's different from salt. It's sheltered. It's just a beautiful environment. Look at the view, it's awesome.
What other activities do you do here at Moogerah?
Moogerah here we do high ropes, low ropes, we do indoor rock climbing, we've got a mini golf course, you've got bushwalking, skiing. Where do you want me to stop?
Lots to do.
Yeah, lots to do.
So, what accommodation have you got?
We have cabins that got bunks in them, very basic. We have the tents, obviously, and we have caravan sites also, about 11 powered sites.
What sort of groups do you get coming in here?
Groups are different all the time. We've had everything from weddings to church groups to camps, father and sons, you name it, we can pretty much do everything.
And all ages?
All ages. It's fun for big kids, us, and the little kids, obviously.
Of course, another great way to see the lake is by kayak. Lets you break away from the group for some personal time, and it does wonders for your fitness too. The high ropes course Barry referred to earlier is definitely one for thrill seekers or for campers who are willing to test their mettle. So, tell me what you do.
I just want to climb up.
Climb up that pole,
Yeah,
and then
to
what?
try and hit that ball up there.
So you have to leap and hit the ball and then just plunge into open air.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shake hands. Well done, darling.
Thank you.
Don't look down. All right, yeah, everyone give her a big clap. Yeah. Jump.
That was fantastic.
Hey.
Not easy, is it?
No.
By contrast, several other tasks require teamwork. The idea of the crate stacking challenge is to build high and stay balanced. High five.
Yeah.
Well done.
Wow.
Hey, I'm a bird. How much fun is this? If you've got a group looking for a great place to spend some time outdoors, this is it. That is good.
Yeah.
The cost of a stay at Camp Moogerah Outdoor Education and Sports Centre depends on the size of the group and on the activities people want to try out. So it's best to chat to Barry to get an idea of prices.
The Brisbane Tinny and Tackle Show and the National 4x4 Outdoors Show promise to offer plenty of inspiration for your next boating, fishing, camping or four-wheel driving trip. Pop in and see the folks on the RACQ stand. They'll have all sorts of giveaways, including their great accommodation guides. Albert Lane joins Albert Street to Queen Street, and tucked away in here between the shops are some fabulous eateries. I've had lots of wonderful Italian meals at Vapiano, and the international flavours extend to Singapore noodles, sushi and German sausages. As you can see though, I'm a little early for lunch, but that's okay. My more immediate need is for coffee. So let me take you to a favourite spot after the break. There are laneways in Brisbane City and Fortitude Valley that, let's face it, 10 years ago you would have done your best to avoid them. These days though, they're being spruced up and turned into interesting spaces. Burnett Lane, parallel to the Queen Street Mall, is an example. Grungy is probably the most flattering way you would have described it, until bars, restaurants and a coffee shop moved in and improved the vibe. The coffee shop I refer to is Brew. Isn't this place groovy?
It's fantastic, Sophie. It's, again, another undiscovered little venue, little coffee shop. Brew's wonderful, it's underground.
But I was expecting there to just be the sort of front area serving coffees. You head down in the back there and you can see that while it's popular for a morning coffee, it would be equally popular for a drink after work. Kate Gazelle knows her way around the city, and she's the one who's put me onto the Go Explore Brisbane Ideas Pack. Basically, you choose a card and it will be themed around shopping, the arts, nightlife or action. And then use the colourful map and footnotes to guide you on your way. In our case, to city arcades and laneways.
There's The Sound of Music, which takes you on a great music tour. There's Go Retro, which is a great fashion exploration. So they're really cool themes that cover all the different aspects of Brisbane. And yeah, something for everyone, I'd say.
Our first port of call is one I'm familiar with, because as a child I remember being taken to Sweeters in Brisbane Arcade for ballet supplies. Isn't this beautiful?
It's exquisite with the lead lighting, the polished timber exterior. It's divine.
Old world charm.
Definitely old world charm, like stepping back in time. Love it.
One of the more intriguing tenants of the arcade these days is Voyager Rare Books, Maps and Prints. It's wonderful to actually take the time to visit stores that you might ordinarily pass by, and Voyager for me is one of those. It's beautiful, and in a short space of time Bill has shown me a stack of books that are so interesting. This is the Diary of a Grandmother that starts in 1867, goes for 20 years and includes the capture of Ned Kelly. We've got a committee hearing into some goings on St Helena Island, and this one, a recent find for Bill, signed by Dwight Eisenhower. It's a copy of short stories and he picked this one up in Wollongabba. The ambience of the arcade at the opposite end of the mall is poles apart from this one. Queen's Plaza is all bright lights and clean modern lines. It's regarded as Brisbane's centre of style, and one of Kate's favourite stores is Mecca Cosmetica. It's an emporium of unique and up-to-the-minute cosmetic brands. For instance, the Perricone MD range that Mecca Cosmetica stocks is the latest from the States, and you'll be hard-pressed to find it anywhere else. How are you going over there, Kate?
So if I'm just trying a bit of NARS luster, and what about you?
Oh, I can't live without a good under-eye concealer, so I'm just trying them out.
Super application, love that.
Around the corner from Queen's Plaza is another exclusive shopping precinct that's steeped in the tradition of the Associated Club. Tattersalls Arcade is definitely one for window shopping, and Kate recommends a visit to Lana Dunn. Oh, so precious. Hello.
Hi, guys.
What a pretty store. I just love that Lana Dunn is a southeast Queensland success story. There's the store in Toowoomba and this one here in the Tattersalls Arcade, and the jewellery is just beautiful.
It's exquisite, and who can go wrong with a beautiful Parisian diamond antique? Divine, another great arcade find.
If you'd like to retrace our steps or plot a different sort of walk or adventure, then grab the Go Explore Brisbane pack of cards that are available online or from good bookstores in Brisbane. And if you're looking for ideas a bit further afield, then I suggest that Queensland Holidays is a great online resource, or you could try Queensland Rail Travel or RACQ. Another great find in Tattersalls Arcade is Optico if you're looking for glasses, especially if you want something that's just a little unusual. Have a look at these handmade timber frames, and they're made right here in Queensland from local timbers. Just exquisite, and something that you just might not pick up at your local shopping centre. And that's the beauty of stopping in the city and poking around in these fabulous little arcades. You're bound to find something completely different and unique. That's all we have time for. Thanks for your company. I do hope you're able to join us next time we take you somewhere else in the Great Southeast. Goodbye. Next week, Olympian Megan Ney joins Liz in some unorthodox meditation, and Martin finds out firsthand how Archbishop John Bathersby chooses to unwind. The Great Southeast has a proud partnership with Tourism Queensland and with Queensland Rail and RACQ. The Moogerah Group keeps us on the go.
Hey, I'm a bird.